Can't review Cinderella 2015 because I made the ending. I forgot. I'm laughing because I fucked up the ending for newcomers who haven't seen the film, okay? So, Cinderella's stepmother feels betrayed by Cinderella and also Cinderella's father because they wanted to spend more time together than they wanted to spend with the stepmother. So that's why the stepmother treats Cinderella so poorly, and so does the stepsisters. And she's not allowed to go to this ball to have fun for once. And she's just miserable and starts breaking down tears. And she's asked by this fairy godmother who is disguised as a creepy old lady. But Cinderella's not judging her at all by her looks. So she shows her kindness and well, gets her some water, and she reveals herself that she is Cinderella's fairy godmother, and so she gets all pretty up, and so yeah, makes her look like a little princess, and so she goes to the ball, falls in love with the prince. And the prince, is technically now, well, sort of became the king because his father died, and his father's words were find the girl and was to find the girl. And they all, and the people who work for the prince, who work for, well, the king now, well, he's still untrained, unexperienced mentor. He's still unexperienced. He sees himself as an unexperienced apprentice towards his father. And because he is. And he runs Cinderella in the beginning of when she's going for a horse ride. And, you know, they connect a little. And, yeah, and then they start bonding more at the ball. So, yeah. So, and he shows her a tour of the house besides dancing with her in the ballroom, and then dances with her and hangs out and watches the fireworks with her and this maze that is a maze that's made out of grass, you know, it's a grass maze, you know? So, the clock hit midnight, so the spell's going to wear off, and it starts wearing off, and she drops her slipper comes off, her glass slipper comes off, and, you know, the rest, he's going to find her. But it plays out a little differently. Than the cartoon. So she gets locked in this attic, and she sees the prince is parked in the her road, and is coming into her house. The person she fell for, and she closes her eyes and starts dancing, fantasizing away. Her last night with the prince, and instead of finding a way out, so the mice find a way out, and free her, and the stepmother makes the one of the stepsisters foot swamp with the magic wand that she picked up. That I'm guessing, I can't remember how she got it. I think the godmother dropped the wand. And left me behind and on the grass. So anyway, so I reviewed this film twice, and I'm posting. This is going to be my review that I'm posting on it. The other one's just going to be my mess up because I messed up the ending, and that's the only thing I messed up was the ending, because which is my favorite part of the movie. So it might sound kind of nuts, but that's what I'm going to do. Okay, and this is 2000. So here's what I like. This is the scene that comes up. The stepmother says to Late Now, is saying that he would never ever take someone like you, because it says these very nasty things to her, and then she says nasty things about the stepsisters, and that's when the stepsisters start to turn on the stepmother and start to feel guilty, and so Cinderella just goes, does her best, and watches the prince, and the prince looks at her like he looked at her the night he fell in love with her. And he says, "Who are you?" "Cinderella," she says. And that's the thing that that the prince, that's the same, that's the name is what besides he remembers her name, Cinderella, and she says to he says to her that she's not a princess. She doesn't have any parents or any, she's not any wealthy, and she doesn't know if that glass slipper would fit. and she says, "But if that glass slipper fits me, would you take me as I am?" And the Prince Charming says, "Only if you would take me as I am." Unexperienced apprentice who still needs a lot to learn. So the glass slipper fits, and they're about to kiss, and then the two stepsisters interrupt the kiss and says to Cinderella, "We're sorry how we treated you," and they just bow to both of them. And Cinderella can accept the apology, and the stepmother is looking like she wants to apologize, but is afraid. So Cinderella stands at the stepmother saying, "I forgive you." So yeah, and they get married, and they live happily ever after, and that is 2015 Cinderella. And I think I love this more than the original Cinderella by Disney, the animated film, in every way, because how they handled the ending. Because the ending was so beautiful. Because the ending was number one problem I have with that film, because it was so stupid how they ended the original one. Because really you're just fooled by, it shows that it takes more, this one shows it takes more than just the right kind of fitting the right shoe and this takes more than this fame into a glass slipper. It takes real love to prove that that's your love of your life. And he tried to fit it on everyone, and every girl that were. He went around. I remember him going around to people fitting. I'm guessing he must have fitted. So it doesn't fit one sister, but it fits the other one because it uses the magic wand made one of the stepsisters feet the right size, smaller anyway, to fit the glass slipper. But the prince had but anyway, but Howley, like, when Cinderella approaches each other, you start to see the prince is happy like he was that night when he hung out with Cinderella at the ball. He wasn't happy, or like even when he got the right person to get the slipper on, because I guess that wasn't because I guess he knew that wasn't his true love. I mean, they don't say anything. It's like he seems kind of a little disappointed. Yeah. So yeah. This gets a 10 out of 10 in my opinion, and it is a well-deserved remake, and it should be watched more often. And it is better than the 101 Dalmatian remake, which is just which I thought was a more dumbed down, more cartoon take on the cartoon movie that it was based off of. And it's not bad, but I'm gonna have to review that some other time. I'll dive more into that some another time. Okay, that's another story. I just quoted a never-ending story. I did it on purpose because I just always wanted to say that. Baby boppy boo. Baby boppy boo. I'm just going to keep on saying that. I could do baby boppy boo. It sounds like gibberish to me, I know, but it's a sketchy song. So yeah, I'm ending on by me saying baby boppy boo.